Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel for a special wildcard draft episode. In yesterday's team selection video, I said I wasn't so keen on the idea, but my mind has opened up to the possibility over the last 24 hours. One of the main reasons for that is Leicester losing to Blackburn in the FA Cup, which means their Gameweek 28 fixture with Brentford will remain on. That's a huge advantage to those playing the wildcard now, because it means blank Gameweek 28 is even easier to navigate by going heavy on those Brentford assets, who double in Gameweeks 27 and 29 either side. I'm still undecided, I haven't hit the button just yet, but I wanted to put together a quick video explaining my current thoughts and my potential wildcard draft. Goalkeepers are the hardest part to nail down for me. I'm extremely torn between 4 options. Logically, Robert Sanchez makes a lot of sense, since Brighton have the most double game weeks to come. But there are a plethora of outfield options from the Seagulls that I'm also keen on, and not so many from Brentford. So for that reason, I prefer David Raya for the short term, to target double game weeks 27 and 29. Nick Pope doubles in 29 and has another double with Brighton still to be rescheduled, but I'm put off by his 5.4 million price tag. I also like the idea of leaving a Newcastle slot open, in case I want to jump on Callum Wilson down the line. So somewhat reluctantly, I've stuck with Kepa Arrizabalaga for this draft. It isn't the most optimal pairing for blank Gameweek 28, since both he and Raya have a fixture there and you can only field one, but I like Chelsea's next 3 home fixtures against Leeds, Everton and Aston Villa. And Kepa feels more reliable and is more budget friendly than Reece James. Kieran Trippier keeps his place in defence as one of the most reliable assets all season, while Ben White is replaced by Gabriel, who's more assured of starts. Though Arsenal don't have any doubles to come, they face home ties with Bournemouth, Crystal Palace and Leeds in the next 4 game weeks, and will be key for navigating through blank Gameweek 28. Pervis Estupiñán sat out against Stoke midweek with a tight hamstring, but Roberto De Zerbi has previously played down the problem as not serious. If any doubts remain over his availability after the press conference, I would be tempted to make the swap to Reece James and bring Robert Sanchez in. Alternatively, a straight swap to Lewis Dunk could also work. No defender has scored as many goals as Ben Mee this season, with 3. The Brentford centre-back has taken 15 shots in the box this term, with only Virgil van Dijk, James Tarkowski and Fabian Schär attempting more among defenders. While Schär would be my preferred choice for the double up on Newcastle defence, the 0.6 million saving provided by Sven Botman could come in handy down the line. Marcus Rashford and Martin Ødegaard keep their places in this potential wildcard draft. They're joined by Bukayo Saka, who's amassed a team-leading total of 59 points since the World Cup, with 5 goals and 2 assists in 10 matches. The wildcard would allow for an easy swap to the informed midfielder in place of Eddie Nketiah, who now faces stiff competition for a starting place. Completing the triple up on Brighton assets would be midfielders Karu Mitoma and Solly March, providing the latter recovers from the knock that kept him out midweek. Since the Gameweek 17 restart, March has earned a team-leading total of 61 points, and his 6.6 expected goal involvement figure can only be beaten by Bruno Fernandes and Erling Haaland. Alongside the immovable Erling Haaland, there's a place for informed forward Ollie Watkins, who's gone somewhat under the radar with goals in each of the last 5 game weeks. His tally of 8 shots on target in that time is level with Bukayo Saka, and only beaten by Marcus Rashford with 9. There's a place for Ivan Toney, despite recent reports that he may be facing a lengthy ban before the end of the season. In the absence of any clear indication of when that ban could arrive, the forward offers short-term appeal, with 6 fixtures in the next 4 game weeks. As mentioned earlier, Callum Wilson would be my exit plan, as long as Toney can make it through at least the next 3 game weeks. So this is my latest potential wildcard draft for Gameweek 26. As I mentioned earlier, I'm still undecided, but I fear the more time I invest in exploring the possibility of a wildcard, the more tempting that option becomes. The current draft includes 9 players for blank Gameweek 28, and I could potentially bring in James Maddison that week to increase the number to 10. I like the idea of setting up for a bench boost in double Gameweek 29, that was already my preferred plan for that particular chip. But by playing the wildcard beforehand, I could avoid any hits, and would have an even stronger bench, including Bukayo Saka. So let me know your thoughts on this draft, and what your plans are to navigate the upcoming blank and doubles, and I'll keep you posted via Twitter and Instagram once I make a final decision later in the week.